The Oklahoma City Thunder are officially NBA champions. Just a couple of weeks ago, they wrapped up a thrilling NBA Finals by pulling away in the second half of Game 7, beating the Indiana Pacers 103-91. This win gave them their first NBA title since moving from Seattle to Oklahoma City back in 2008. The Pacers didn't go down without a fight, though. They had pulled off some shocking wins earlier in the playoffs and tried to make one last push in the fourth quarter, even after falling behind by 22 points. But without their injured star Tyrese Haliburton, they couldn't close the gap. This win capped off an incredible season for the Thunder. They had the best record in the league with 68 wins, and their star player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, also known as SGA, was named Liga MVP for the first time. That day, he once again stepped up when it mattered most, leading his team against a tough Pacers squad that made the Thunder earn every point. In the first half, Gilgeous-Alexander was the only consistent source of offense for Oklahoma City. He scored 16 points, while his teammates had a tough time getting past Indiana's aggressive defense. The Pacers went into halftime with a slim 1-point lead. But after the break, SGA took over again, and the Thunder found their rhythm. By the time the final buzzer sounded, he had put up 29 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. An all-around performance that sealed the win and earned him the Finals MVP award on top of his regular season MVP. "It doesn't feel real," Gilgeous-Alexander told ESPN after the game. "So many hours, so many moments, so many emotions, so many nights of disbelief, so many nights of belief. It's crazy to know that we're all here. This group worked for it. This group put in the hours, and we deserve this." Originally, the game had taken a pretty heartbreaking turn in the first quarter when Tyrese Haliburton went down with a serious injury. He had started off strong, hitting 3 quick three-pointers and scoring a team-high 9 points early. It looked like he was set for a huge night, until things went terribly wrong. Late in the first quarter, Haliburton collapsed to the floor after hurting the same leg he injured earlier in the playoffs, a calf strain from Game 5. This time it was worse. He was clearly in a lot of pain, and his teammates immediately gathered around him on the court. He couldn't walk on his own and had to be helped off by a trainer and a teammate. As he was taken to the locker room, he had a towel over his face, clearly emotional. Not long after, his father, John Haliburton, spoke with ESPN's Lisa Salters and confirmed everyone's worst fear. Haliburton had injured his Achilles tendon. While they didn't say exactly how bad it was, a torn Achilles could mean he'll miss a big chunk, or possibly all, of the 2025-26 season. It was a tough moment. This was supposed to be the biggest game of his NBA career. But just like that, his night was over. And without him on the floor in the second half, the Pacers just couldn't keep up. Still, the Pacers didn't fold right away. Even after Haliburton's injury, they stayed strong in the first half and went into halftime with a 48-47 lead. But things changed quickly after the break. Oklahoma City turned up the heat with their signature defense. They swarmed the Pacers, forced bad passes, and turned those mistakes into easy buckets. The Thunder won the turnover battle 21-7 and racked up 14 steals, which turned into a huge 32-10 edge in points off turnovers. That was one of the biggest differences in the game. It wasn't just one player doing the work, it was a full team effort. OKC's top defenders, like Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, and LeGuence Dort, all had big moments. Each of them grabbed 3 steals. Caruso finished with 10 points and 3 rebounds. Wallace added 10 points and 2 rebounds. Dort chipped in 9 points and 7 rebounds. Everyone in the Thunder's starting 5 had at least 1 steal. And while Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren were quiet in the first half, scoring only 5 points each, they came alive in the second. Williams ended the night with 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Holmgren added 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 massive blocks that shut down the Pacers at the rim. The Thunder dominated the third quarter 34-20, flipping Indiana's 1-point halftime lead into a 13-point deficit heading into the final period. That 81-68 lead was the biggest of the game at that point and had the home crowd roaring. Oklahoma City didn't let up. They opened the fourth quarter with a 9-0 run that all but sealed the deal. It was the final punch in what had been a back-and-forth battle, and it sent the Thunder on their way to celebrating their first NBA championship. The Indiana Pacers made it all the way to the NBA Finals as the #1 seed, 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, thanks to an incredible playoff run full of big comebacks. Time and time again, they clawed back from double-digit deficits, with Tyrese Haliburton hitting clutch shots to either win games or force overtime, just like he did in Game 1 against Oklahoma City. Even after falling behind by 22 points in Game 7, the Pacers didn't quit. They kept fighting in the fourth quarter and cut the Thunder's lead down to just 10. With Haliburton out due to injury, Bennedict Mathurin stepped up big. He came off the bench to score 24 points and grab 13 rebounds, doing everything he could to keep Indiana in it. Other Pacers players also tried to keep the team alive. Pascal Siakam scored 16 points and pulled down 4 rebounds. Andrew Nembhard added 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. TJ McConnell chipped in 16 points and 6 rebounds, though he also had 7 turnovers. Despite their efforts, the team just didn't have enough without Haliburton's leadership and playmaking. The magic that had carried them through earlier playoff rounds ran out. Meanwhile, the Thunder held strong and closed out the game. With the win, they celebrated the first major professional sports championship in Oklahoma City's history, and they did it in front of their loud and proud home crowd. But even in the middle of this high point, there's a big question hanging in the air. Could the Thunder be sold? With NBA team values skyrocketing in recent years, more and more owners have been cashing in. Some longtime owners have sold their teams to new billionaires eager to take over. According to reporter Barry Trammell of the Tulsa World, someone close to Thunder chairman Clay Bennett says it's quite likely that the Thunder's partners will want to sell soon. No one knows exactly when soon might be, but if it does happen, a sale could bring big changes or not. CNBC Sports estimates the team's value at $3.5 billion, a 900% jump from what Bennett's group originally paid. According to Forbes, the number's even higher, at $3.65 billion. That puts the Thunder around 21st to 24th in value out of all 30 NBA teams. By comparison, the Golden State Warriors are the most valuable team, worth $9.4 billion. The Lakers and Knicks are close behind at $7 billion and $7.5 billion. Recent team sales have set records. Just last month, the Lakers were sold for $10 billion, the Timberwolves sold for $1.5 billion, and the Celtics went for $6.1 billion. The Suns sold in early 2023 for $4 billion, and the Trailblazers are currently up for sale too. So if the Thunder are sold, would the team stay in Oklahoma City? Almost definitely. In fact, the city just took a big step to make sure of that. In June, the Oklahoma City Council approved a 25-year lease agreement to keep the Thunder in town through 2053. The lease kicks in once the team moves into a new arena, set to open in 2028. Back in December 2023, voters approved the use of taxpayer money to build the $900 million arena, $1 billion arena. The current ownership group agreed to put in $50 million of that total. The new arena will be built just north of the current Paycom Center, where the Cox Convention Center and Prairie Surf Studios used to be. Demolition on that site is already underway. As part of the deal, if the Thunder ever tried to leave within the first 5 years of moving into the new arena, they'd have to pay the city $1 billion. If they left within 6 to 10 years, the price tag would be $850 million. The amount decreases over time, but continues for the full 25-year lease. So while the Thunder might be heading toward new ownership, the people of Oklahoma City have done everything they can to make sure the team isn't going anywhere. The new arena and long-term lease deal could be the key to keeping NBA basketball in OKC for generations to come.